Welcome back to Boundary Line Podcast, guys. Dylan Pink and Sheldon Doherty on the show with you. And day three just done here at Lords, and an action-packed day there. India finishing with 387. The same score. Scores are level there, and it's literally a one-inning shootout now with 2 days left to play at the home of cricket. It doesn't get better than this. We've been saying all along that this test series is set up so brilliantly there. It's ebbing and flowing like the right way. Sometimes India's up, sometimes England is up, and oh my god, it's just getting crazy out there in this series there. But before we go ahead, requesting our viewers to please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section what you think about the match and where this is gonna head with 2 days still left to go. But Sheldon, you should say that England's day or India's day, who would be the more happier team there? But I think the play of the day, Sheldon, was Stokes getting Rishabh Pant run out, because if he had to be there for a few more minutes and probably at least an hour, he had to bat this, the things would have looked probably very different, and India would have been more likely with a lead.
Oh, Adil, stupid, right? Adil, that was, yeah, I think you're right, Dil. I think that was a key moment in this day, maybe in the match, Dil, because Pant and Rahul were going along very nicely, Dil. They set the tone in that session, chanceless as well, you'd say. Barely
Yeah.
anything for the bowlers. England bowlers were trying, but there's just nothing happening. And then in the last over of the session, Dil, Rahul on 98. I think that's a key element in this wicket, and Punt hits it straight to who he hits it to, Dil? He hits it straight to Ben Stokes. He tries to take a quick single. To be fair to Punt, Dil, this is one thing I'd say in his defense is that Stokes was facing the striker's end, so it's the end Rahul was going in. So when he did pick it up, perhaps Punt thought, okay, maybe Stokes, like most people do, is throw it at the keeper's end. But Stokes picks it up and he quickly releases it non-striker's end, direct hit. Fun shot of his crease, Dill, and that was a massive moment, Dill. What did you make of that, Dill? Was that an awful decision from Punt? Can it happen, or do you feel like it should have been done better?
I feel a lot of things, Sheldon, actually.
Yeah.
First of all, annoyed with that the run there. It's the last over just before lunch. You know
Yeah.
it is the last over, right? And as batsmen, you got to play it out there. You don't try and risk anything. And he's been doing that constantly before, right? Before these few overs, he's been defending, not attacking much. He's taking on Stokes a little bit, taking on Shoaib Bashir a little bit, but he's
Yeah.
not going like how we see the Rishabh Pant is actually playing, right? And then it's the last over just before lunch. You just play it out, man. You don't need to hit straight to the fielder and run. And I don't get it when batsmen do such things, Sheldon. I absolutely don't get it. And again, it was a stupid moment there for Rishabh Pant, who finds himself in these sort of, what do you say, these moments, I would say, right? These crucial moments that cost India, cost them probably the test match. And we may never know. Probably this is the biggest moment in the game that turns things around there. And if he had to bat Sheldon for at least an hour, India is looking at a lead, and probably a nice healthy lead, and put England under pressure there. But I don't know what happens, man. I think I don't if it's he just wanted to ease the pressure of Rahul to get to the landmark, and maybe we are a country obsessed with landmarks, Sheldon. I don't know what it is, but you do not have to risk such a moment there when you know the series is on the line. Not even the game, the series is literally on the line there. You can go two up in the series there, but such moments define the match, and more importantly, Sheldon, define the series, right? We've seen that so many times there. But let's come to the man who's done brilliantly in this series, right? KL Rahul at the non-striker end there. He goes into lunch on 98, comes back, gets another very classy 100, grinding it out there. And this guy, Sheldon, has batted at virtually everywhere in that lineup. He's batted at number 4, number 5, number 6 also sometimes, right? And he's done so well, Sheldon, and opening his slot is where he's actually suited at. And again, you've seen today, he took his time. He played the nice balls away, and his technique, the defense, solid, just like Joe Root, you would say there. But a second time on the honors board there, or at Lords there, so that feeling must be special. But he'll be looking back at his dismissal and Punt's dismissal, and must be feeling like, man, we had the game there literally, and now we squandered it away.
Dill, I think the biggest compliment I can pay to KL Rahul is I think he's India's most important batter. When I look at that team, just the way he plays, obviously India have a lot of talented batters, Gill, Jaiswal, so many of them who've done well. But when you just look at Rahul, the way he sets up in tough situations as well, a brilliant turn
Yeah,
again at Lords. He had a brilliant one in 21 in what was tougher conditions there on a green
exactly.
seamer as
Yeah.
well. Today almost felt okay. It's an easier one for him, almost not easy, but the way. Whenever I see Rahul bat in England or when I see him bat in South Africa, Dil, I think he should be averaging over 50. He just looks that good a batter, Dil. Whenever you watch Rahul bat, you just look and you're like, he's averaging 30 and you're like, no way. When you just watch him, he's just all class still. He's so pleasing on the eye. He leaves the ball late. He has a brilliant defensive game. He seems to have the temperament you know, like of all top batters, the way he goes about it. And this is the first time as well he's got 200s in a test series still. It,
Yeah.
many were crying about and saying, it's sad about the retirements of Kohli and Rohit, obviously. But I think one player who probably sees this as a big opportunity is KL Rahul Dil, because he's become even more important. He's become the senior man now for India in that top order. And so far, he's looking like he's relishing the opportunity, Dil, because another 100 and another brilliant knock for KL Dil.
Yeah, really, really brilliant knock there. He gets his name on the honors board once again there,
Yeah.
that iconic honors board there on Lords once again. And I think he's only the second Indian batsman, I
Yeah.
believe, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe the third Indian batsman to do so. There, Venksankar, I know, has got a little more than him. But coming to Ravindra Jadeja, crucial knock there once again by him, 72 runs. Played a bit slow, you would say. Then, they had opportunities to like take singles and doubles and rotate the strike, but sort of held one end up. Nitish Kumar Reddy also contributing with the runs, and Washington Sundar once again. You'd say that lower order did its job there, but the tail again of Akashdeep, Bumrah, and Siraj not contributing enough there, and that brings India with the scores level on 387. Sheldon.
Yeah, Dil, a very crucial knock for Jadeja. Dil, I think it was much needed as well. I think even last game he batted pretty well when he did though,
Yeah,
Jadeja. I think his
yeah.
batting after the first game has gotten better, and I think that's so key, Dil, if India are to do well. Because as we've seen in this game, Dil, low order runs are so key. We saw with England, we saw with India today, and I mean almost the low orders even themselves out, Dil, and it came. I mean that's crazy, Dil. What's with Lords and ties, Dil? It seems like a tie is pretty common at Lords, and I mean after it's just brilliant that we ended the day and then there was one over as well to go till in the day, and you're thinking 3 days are over of Test cricket, and still probably you'd say no one's ahead. Maybe okay, England 2 runs ahead in stats are just 2 runs ahead, but it's brilliant. Till 2 days to go, and honestly, still any result is possible. Series 1-all as well. I mean, you're getting your money's worth if you're watching this series, right? Till?
Oh yes, absolutely, Sheldon. I think whoever's there at the stadium and watching this game, I think it's absolutely worth the money because it doesn't get better than this day, and the scores also level, Sheldon.
Yeah,
And
love.
man, if it was the actual rules, if in Test cricket if boundary count was included, Sheldon, then India should get a proper lead because they're ahead on boundaries
Boundaries are done.
with England there. But we're not going to get into that zone, are we? But where does this match progress from now? Of course, England playing out that one over, a lot of drama around that one over. Jasprit Bumrah with the ball there. He's on the honours board as well. He was not picked in the last test, of course, rested, but comes back to this iconic venue and is up there, Sheldon. He's worked really hard for it. Missed out the last time that they played, but this time make sure that he gets his name up there. And I think Bumrah and the Seamers, I think, are pretty important now to India, the way they bowl now at England, because this is all that it takes. It's literally now like an ODI or a T20.
Yeah.
Call it whatever you want. This game is probably going on to the fifth day. I see it
Yeah.
again, but it's anyone's game, Sheldon, like you said. But how important is this match now for both the teams?
Oh, Dil, I think it's the most important 2 days of the series. I know that's overemphasized, and every day we say is an important day, but I think this is the most important 2 days of the series still. If you go 2-1, 9 times out of 10, you're winning the series. If in a 5 match series, and that team will have momentum as well going into the next two, and it's so important. Tomorrow, I mean, the way India bowl and the way England bat, there's going to be so much pressure on a lot of players. And if it's anything like the 1 over we saw today, Dil, we're in for an absolute thriller. But also, Dil, I mean, I don't want to complain. The series has been great. But how are the over rates so slow, Dil, and ball changes, over rates and ball changes. I mean, cricket doesn't help itself till at times. I mean, the fact that we didn't get 90 overs in either of the 3 days, I think in one day we got 80 overs also, Dil. I think yesterday,
Yeah.
which is just insane, Dil. I don't know what they can do to speed it up, and it seems like they're taking drinks break almost every over, Dil. I mean, I just don't get it. Obviously, I sound like an old man complaining about these kind of stuff too. But I mean, you're missing out on overs, and that's probably why also the scores haven't been more. You're
Yeah.
losing so many overs in the game, and if it comes to the fifth day and no one wins, I mean, both teams will be looking and saying, "Oh, we could have had more overs in there." But yeah, a bit slow. I feel umpires also got to step in. Till they're probably too lenient there, and ball changes. I don't know. It just keeps getting stuck in that whatever they use. Till, but yeah, I mean, they got to speed that up. Till.
Yeah, a lot of talk about the ball changes and the over losses there. Yes, and to be fair, I think we'll give it to the players. It's pretty hot in the
Yeah.
UK right now. That exhaustion, dehydration can happen there, but the ball change, I don't think so. I mean, we had a situation yesterday where India actually asked for the ball change when it was doing so much, and then they
Yeah.
get the ball, and then they're not happy with it, and then they want to change the ball back. And I don't know what was the plan there. What was Shubman Gill thinking? You could see he was super pissed off about it also. And then finally, again after 8 overs, they changed the balls. The ball gets changed after 11 overs or something. Then
Yeah.
again after like 8 or 9 overs, it gets changed again. So to be also honest, like it doesn't stick with the rules of good old Test cricket there because the ball needs to be changed after 80 overs. You
80
get
overs, yeah.
another ball, and the shine has to go off. It becomes soft. It gets easier to play. You wait for the new ball, and then you start again. That's the way it's played there. But I think both the captains have had the issues with this ball, Sheldon, and they've, voiced out their opinion there that, the Duke's ball is not the best and it doesn't hold the shape. And I think they're speaking about more about the shape than of the shine or, the way the ball is. So I think that needs to be taken into consideration there. But are you happy with the Jofra Archer comes in third ball and takes a wicket of Yashasvi Jaiswal yesterday and even today wiped out the tail in the end there. So 2 wickets for him. Would you say that he's got the rhythm, he's got the pace is still up there, and his overs are being managed well by Stokes?
Oh, Dil, I think it's just so good to see Archer playing Test cricket again, Dil. I mean, many look his last Test match what was in 2021. When you look at it, it looked very unlikely that he was going to play a Test match again, Dil. A bowler with so much talent, but has been through so many injuries, to multiple parts of his body, and you could just see the excitement on his face when he took that
Yeah,
wicket. And
yeah,
many question also, does he really want to play Test cricket? I think that looks like a guy who really wants to play and really
yeah.
wants to contribute. And you just saw the how things changed. That first over from Wokes, it looked gun barrel straight. 14 runs, I think Jaiswal hit, and it looked
Yeah,
like the ball was coming onto the bat and it's just flying. And then you just saw second over pace on the ball. What a difference it makes, and it almost got the crowd also going, which
yeah,
is just insane. And then Archer takes that wicket, and it's just a different ball game, and it's almost like what England were missing in the
yeah.
first two games, that extra pace. Yes, Stung did well. At times he ripped out the tail as well. He took some key wickets, but he's not express pace. And we saw the Archer. Of course, it has to be managed well. Till it's one game. You could see towards the end he got a bit tired. Obviously,
Yeah.
he hasn't played much red ball cricket, so he's gonna have to be managed well. But yeah, I think it's a great sign seeing him playing, and I'm so glad he's playing Test cricket as well, Dil, because that is the best format. Dil. Seeing Archer play, at Lords again, where he's had some good moments, made his Test debut there against the Aussies in the Ashes in 2019, played that World Cup final there in 2019 as well. So yeah, he has some big memories, and it was almost fitting that he returned to Test cricket at Lords as well. And yeah, Dil, it's just brilliant to see him back.
Oh yes, everyone's excited because he brings so much to the game. I
Yeah.
think the drama around it, the spectacle around it. Some players have that aura, and it was just amazing to see Jofra Archer back. And we wish him well going ahead in this series and in his journey. And anything can still happen. All three results actually still
Yeah.
possible there, but literally a one-inning shootout there. Are England going to stick to the baseball way of playing now in this innings? Would it cause them a lot of damage?
Yeah.
Because the Indian seamers on this pitch also have bowled well, Sheldon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how they play as well. I thought if they play like how they did on the first day, it almost takes out a win possible also, because they played very traditional on that first day and they didn't get enough runs probably if they want to force a win, if they play at that same pace. So
Yeah,
it comes into, are they going to over attack? But then you risk losing the game if you get blown away.
big time.
So
Yeah,
so tomorrow's a very interesting day. I think you still got to play normally though. You still got to play what's in front of you, and I think you still got to be watchful in the first hour. You respect the bowlers, and if the first hour goes well and there's not much damage, then you can up the ante a bit. But I
yeah.
think you still have to stick to your basics. There's still world class bowlers in there. Siraj, Bumrah, even Akashdeep, as he showed last game, he can come in. Reddy took a few wickets as well. So you got to respect the bowlers, especially their first spells. But if you're in a position where you haven't lost many wickets, then maybe try to up the ante. But yeah, that first hour or so will be so important. For India, it's all wickets, right? Till tomorrow, they'll want early wickets and they'll want to get into England's middle order as soon as possible, right? Till?
Oh yes, they will. They will. The seamers are going to be pretty important
Yeah.
there for India, especially in the first hour, like you said. And the sun also beating down on that pitch now for the
Yeah.
first 3 days. Let's see what it does tomorrow and the day after. And it's going to be really, really exciting. And it's been an action-packed day here today. KL Rahul on the honors board, Jasprit Bumrah also there, Jofra Archer back, and literally a one-inning shootout now to see who's going to win this test. Are England going to play the baseball way, or are India going to cause them some damage? We'll have to wait and find out. But until then, stay tuned for more updates on Bowling Line Podcast, and we'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.